let's move on to our top 10 in our power forward rankings. The
I
fun
always like
part
the top 10.
at number 10 from the Cleveland Cavaliers, we have Evan Mobley. At number 9 from the Charlotte Hornets, we have Miles Bridges. At number 8 from the Indiana Pacers, we have Pascal Siakam.
CCM.
Thank you.
Siakam. At number 7 from the Memphis Grizzlies, we have Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh,
At number 6 from the Oklahoma City Thunder, we have Chet Holmgren. At number 5 from the New Orleans Pelicans, we have Zion Williamson. Wonder why that is. At number 4, we have from the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero. At number 3, we have from the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. At number 2, from the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant. And no surprise, at number 1, from the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Dave, you said you went, whoa, whenever we read over, I think it was Jaren Jackson Jr. What are you thinking?
yeah. I mean, he's very good at basketball. He's an all-defensive player. He's Defensive Player of the Year, like year in year out, going to be perennial candidate for it. And I guess it's only like a spot away, but I'm very curious, and I hate to be that guy, but I'm just like, Chet is 1 year into his career, and I feel like that's a lot of faith that we've got in Chet instantly off 1 year success on one of the best teams in basketball. But to his credit, he part of the reason why they were one of the best teams in basketball. Yeah. Jaren Jackson Jr. though, I think people maybe forgot that Memphis, when they're healthy, are going to be right there with OKC.
I had Jaren Jackson Jr. at 7. Ricky, you were
I'm the culprit. I'm the culprit.
Why do you hate him?
I had him low because 1, I'm a Grizzly hater. Suck it. And 2, I value Evan Mobley. PJ Washington, the reason that the Mavs went to the finals. So I got to respect Peach in these rankings. And then the other, 8 players that I have above him, most of them in this top 8, I couldn't put him above him. It's just where he fell, man. Like we're splitting hairs in these top 10, and he fell just out the top 10, 11. I'm respecting him. He's right there. He's just on the outside looking in.
I don't need to hop around, but I don't know how Miles Bridges ended up in the top 10.
That was again me.
That was
I respect Miles Bridges in his game.
Hashtag on the court. Hashtag on the court.
I had Miles Bridges at 7.
I just think Jaren Jackson Jr. is better Evan Mobley, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Thank you.
Like,
I didn't have him far off. Mobley was
I know,
2 spots ahead of Jay.
I'm just saying, and in our rankings, he ended up 3 spots above him, so it's okay. But Jaren Jackson Jr. gives you everything that Evan Mobley was defensively, but he also has an offensive game that Evan Mobley does not. Right? He can shoot. He can actually take the ball off the dribble, which is something Mobley is still struggling to do. And yeah, I don't know. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is just a better player. What is going on?
I don't know what he was fishing for down there.
Okay. On the Chet point.
I had Nick.
I was waiting to pull out a handkerchief.
No, I just need to be scratched.
On the Chet point, Dave, I don't massively disagree with you. I think it is a lot of faith to put into Chet. But I think every single time I've watched him play, I think he's backed it up, right? He struggled a little bit in the playoffs, which is expected because it's his first ever playoffs, right? That tends to be what happens.
Yep.
But just everything about his game that was promised is delivered and more. And now you're going to put him next to Hartenstein. I mean, that rim defense is going to be insane. Like that double big, the trend that you were talking about, that's probably the best double big in the league. Is that one right there? Chet and Ihart, like. Yeah. It's hard to beat that, right? Because that's if we'll talk about Hartenstein more in the center videos. But yeah, I just think Chet Holmgren, like everything about his game, and he only has up to go, right? Like his offensive game still has massive things to grow on, right? His off the ball it's really not existent right now. Like he has some highlight plays, but overall, if you watch him throughout the season, off the ball, he's not. Off the dribble, he's not as good. His catch and shoot was good. It increased as the year went on, and again, he has the what's the word I'm looking for? The privilege, I don't know, the advantage of playing next to somebody like SGA and Jalen Williams, who can get you open looks consistently and can play so well out of the pick and roll and the pick and pop that set him up so nicely. And so his quality of looks is fantastic. So yeah, I just every time I've watched Chet, he's backed it up. So that's why I always have him high now.
No, I get it.
Yeah. The one that I wanted to look at was so me and Dave had the same top 3. I guess I was the lowest on Zion. I have Zion at 8. Ricky has Zion at 3.
Yep.
Dave has Zion at 4.
Yeah.
Where's the hopium coming from?
He played last season.
Yeah.
He looks like he's in shape this season. When Zion's on the court, they're very, 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 very good at basketball.
Preach, brother.
He's 6'6" and somehow just the most impactful motherfucker on the court. Like, it just doesn't make sense, but he makes it work.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've got a lineup around him that is been good. Like, that's the craziest part. Like, he's been playing with the Pelicans, just do whatever lineup offensively. So this year with actually having a real point guard, DeJounte Murray, I'm very high on what they can do with getting him the ball in the right situation. I don't think there's really a cap as far as what Zion can be. We'll see as he works on his shot moving forward. That's obviously one of the biggest separators to the top of this list. Like guys, like Kevin Durant, who can shoot from everywhere, who's one of the greatest shooters ever. Paolo Banchero is someone who, has worked on and will continue working on his 3-point shot. But like he gets his money in the paint. Like he's a bully, and Zion's just a bigger bully who is smaller.
I guess in wideness, he's a bigger bully.
Yeah.
I
stronger.
guess I know that you both. I don't dislike Zion. Maybe it's I'll believe it when I see it, like Foley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Foley.
Paolo, we watched Paolo last year. You said a do whatever offense. It was literally, here you go, Paolo, create something for us. And he did it. And he did it efficiently throughout the entire year. And then the playoffs came around and he was their best player by a mile again. Like I fully believe that Paolo is better. I fully believe right now.
Can I change my rankings? Can I switch Paolo and Tatum?
Oh gosh,
Jason Tatum now.
That was going to be the next discussion. I think by the end of this year, if Tatum's going to continue to perform like he did, and Paolo's going to keep the upward trajectory, Paolo could easily jump him now. I don't think he's jumping Kevin Durant or Giannis. I think they're pretty solidified in their 1-2. But Paolo, man, like, I'm sorry, there's no ifs with him. He did it. Like he did it, and he did it the entire year. And he did something. He's not even the best playmaker, but he did it for that offense.
He's not.
Right? And he did it for that offense.
I'm just gonna say the whole thing is. I love how both of you are being fed the lies by the Adam Silver fake news, having Jason Tatum at 3, Jaylen Brown better than Tatum. Good. Should have Brown higher on his rankings than Tatum.
I think it's perfect that Brown and Tatum averaged out to 3 and 3.
That's perfect. Because you guys are believing the Adam Silver fake news. It's all about Zion and Chet. Now even Paolo. I should even put Paolo above Jason Tatum.
Again, I think Zion's top end could be better than Tatum. Yeah, but we still haven't seen it for an extended period of time. That's kind of what it is.
Zion top end?
Top end.
Top end.
I was like, what blasphemy are you saying? Bringing up
Obi
Toppin's name anywhere near Zion Williamson.
Not another top. Well, I mean, hey, never mind. Wasn't he? No, it was Kevin Knox, right? That he ripped the ball out of that summer league.
That was the moment
that you guys were at.
Dave was wearing
that's why
I was in this.
That's why I have to be the counterbalance here.
He literally started an earthquake.
I think Paolo, we're going to be yelling his name the entire season once again. Like he is. I can't say enough good things about Paolo on both ends of the court. Even the way he talks about himself, talks about the team off the court, and carrying a coach who kind of looks a little bit lost at times offensively and not really giving them an identity, and kind of Paolo Franz, please save me. What do we call it, Tibbs? The vibes offense. That's what they get. That's what they get from time to time. Wendell Carter Jr. has not been great the last about 18 months. It's just, Paolo is like, I don't think there's a negative I can find right now about Paolo. And if he continues doing what he's doing, he's within 2 to 3 years, he'll be number 2 on this list. Okay. And we'll see. Giannis will obviously stay 1. I'm not even touching Giannis, but in 2-3 years, Paolo's going to be that guy. And I don't know if it's going to be that guy in Orlando. It might be that guy on a different team.
Oh, you just had to put that out there.
I'm just saying, nobody stays in Orlando.
Wow.
So we'll see especially if the Orlando gets an actual point guard. I mean, their sky is the limit for that team.
That's the thing. I was gonna say, look, Paolo's numbers look gaudy because he was the system, and I think that's the question for me. Is I get old school Boogie vibes from that. There's a reason that he was able to put up insane numbers on a Sacramento team that there was no one else there kind of moments. And I think that Paolo, when he when and if they add a point guard and they run more of a traditional system, like his numbers should be still good. I hope he's more efficient. I hope his touches are more quality touches rather than being forced to dig yourself out of a hole of like the offense. Just again, like the passing numbers, like he is incredibly turnover prone because they do ask him to do too much because other teams do know exactly what's coming when the ball comes down the court sometimes.
They had no
So,
shooting. They had no shooting.
yeah.
They had absolutely no shooting. And all I'm saying is like I would agree with you if they were like the Boogie Kings, but they were a top 4 seed in the East or 5. I think they were 5.
Oh yeah, and the Kings couldn't sniff the playoffs to save their life.
Yeah, they were 5th in the East. They went to Game 7 against the Cavs, and he was their best performer by a mile. Like I just think they're different. I just think they're different scenarios. I get like the idea, but Paolo got his team to the playoffs, almost won them their first playoff series, and God knows when the last time the Magic won a playoff series was. And it's just my question is right. Here's a bold one: if you switch Paolo and Jason Tatum, do the Magic get the 5 seed and make the playoffs and make Game 7? And do the Celtics not win the title?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I think the Magic
happens.
I don't think. I think in terms of Boston, the same thing happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They still.
I don't think Orlando the same thing happens. I think Orlando. That's
the weak East. I mean,
but the point is, you had to think.
Also,
about
Jason Tatum is a hell of a. He was like a primary facilitator for them in the playoffs.
Yes,
like he became their go-to ball handler to kick, and he averaged 6 assists a game in the playoffs.
He's kicking it, but he's kicking it to Jalen Suggs, and who actually shot well. He shouldn't have been the example I used. He's kicking it to Wendell
Franz Wagner,
and Mo Wagner. Like these guys, and Paolo still almost won a playoff series. Like, do we understand how insane that is? Against Donovan Mitchell, who went nuclear at one point. Like,
yeah, but Donovan Mitchell only plays super well against the Bulls. So
no, Donovan Mitchell plays well against everybody now.
But he goes like career night against us. And
that narrative died.
Him and the Raps have career nights against the Bulls.
God, I forgot about that.
Bro was a merchant.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Giannis and KD we need to touch on too much because they are what they are
all time.
Can KD ever switch with Giannis? Like nope. if KD can he have a MVP like season and flip on Giannis?
Nope.
It's the difference is Giannis is top 5 defender in the league. So when he's healthy, so you add that with his offensive game. I mean, I know he's the
so basically KD would need to win the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year.
I'd have to see KD play defense.
Title.
Yeah, and scoring title,
which he can do. He clearly,
but he won't on that team. So it is what it is.
That's the crazy thing with Kevin Durant. Just everything seems like a preference almost with him.
When does he want to do it?
he could. I think he's probably the greatest. Like Steph Curry's the greatest 3-point shooter, but like Kevin Durant's the greatest scorer.
I think he is.
I mean,
like there's never been somebody who's 7 feet tall can score at all 3 levels at
just effortless
at an elite clip. I mean, yeah, I almost said something different. Yeah, I think Kevin Durant would be.
Yeah,
I just don't think Giannis is still, even if Harden wants to call him run and dunk man, he run and dunks pretty well. He run and dunks pretty well. I guess the last thing we'll touch on is the back end. We talked about Jaren Jackson Jr. a little bit, but the other 3 guys, Pascal Siakam, Miles Bridges, and Evan Mobley.
Another run and dunk man.
Wait, Pascal,
yeah.
He was underwhelming when I know they made the conference finals, but I did not really look at Pascal and be like, he was one of the main guys. Like I looked at Nembhard going off, right? Looked at Miles Turner literally flying everywhere defensively for them. Halliburton obviously conducting and running everything. T.J. McConnell stepping up in playoff games. Like, I don't know. I see. He's still at 8, so it's not like we're disrespecting him or anything like that. But I think I probably expected a little bit more. I don't know if I'm alone in that when he went to Indy.
I feel like he's just consistently like himself. Maybe that's the thing. Like he felt like very much the same version of the guy that he had to be for the Raptors to win a championship.
No.
And I think maybe that's like, I don't know, it's a bad thing. We watched him on the Raptors try to be more, and I guess no. To be fair, he did like the first 2 games when he had a heavy lift against Milwaukee. He had crazy good games. I take it back. He started off with a 36 and 13 night, and then a 37 and 11 night. and then he kind of balanced back out again. But yeah, I just feel like he's consistently their number 2 player, and there's nothing bad about that. But like, he's not a guy who's going to, I feel like, take over an entire series. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, it just feels like
Yeah,
he's just the number
I
2 guy, and there's nothing wrong.
I kind of agree with Jake though, because like I look at my personal rankings, and this was one where while I'm doing the math, when you guys hear me just go, wow, I was too low on this guy. I was too high on this guy. Like this was one of the like, am I really that low on this guy? Because I am at 12, and I'm like, wait, is something wrong here? You guys have him a lot higher than I do. But the way Jake said it, maybe it's just the eye test. Looking at him in the Pacers, it's like that. It doesn't seem like he had that same impact with the Raptors. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying that maybe it's like
no, I don't think he did. I think you're right. I think you're right. But I think maybe it's the idea of Siakam that Dave and I are like resting on, right? Like he's kind of a do-it-all four who can play small ball 5 and can stretch the floor from time to time, and has the ability to put the ball on the floor and also can guard at an elite level when he wants to. It's just like, I don't know. He is a perplexing player. Let's put it that way.
The downhill pressure he provides, though, is awesome.
Dude,
I think that's the thing. It's just he puts people in a situation where people are going to have to either commit a foul or give up a free shot at the rim, and like he puts guys on their back heel so often doing that. And with that Pacers offense, again, it was kind of, I don't want to say it's tough to judge a team in the playoffs because they got to the playoffs, but like Halliburton wasn't all right. So their offense was adjusting. And yeah, they got blown out by Boston to, close out their playoffs, which sucks. But like in those games, 24-12, 28-5,
it's great. The Celtics series
22-6, and 19-10. Like he had one bad game in the whole playoffs, like down game for him. Outside of that, he's basically the same dude who, that's why I'm saying, like, I just think he's like a number 2, number 3 guy on a championship caliber roster. And if you're expecting more than that, I don't think you're going to get it. But I think that's the right range to be like the number 8 power forward. Yeah, I would say that's.
I think we fairly ranked him. Maybe you're all right. Maybe it's the eye test more because the box scores again say he had great games. But like, I remember watching those series and he was never like.
He fades in the back because, to be fair, that offense loves a 3-ball. And those are the moments on the Pacers.
Like, yeah, it's
he does the dirty work so they can have the shine.
But that's what you need, right?
Yeah.
That's what you need out of your number 2, number 3 guy. But yeah. All right. I think we covered just about every power forward on our list.
Evan Mobley, is he going to get better?
Guess we'll see.
Genuine question. So. I think a lot of people expect him to take the step. They're sticking Allen and him together for another year.
And Garland and it's more of the same. We'll see because my problem is Atkinson is the guard whisperer.
Yeah.
So I expect Garland to come back more to his, regularity if he doesn't break his face again or break his or almost lose his eye or have his jaw taped shut, like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about the bigs. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think it's very hard for him with Jared Allen there to grow that much offensively.
Well, I mean, they're gonna be there because you look at Allen. He's under contract until after the 28-29 season. Yeah, and then you look at Evan Mobley, and he's under contract until the 29-30 season.
Well, they won't make those. One of them will not be there by the end of that contract. They're because most likely what's going to happen.
I'm gonna put it with Allen. Allen won't be because he's the
I think I'd agree.
He's older.
Shoot the ball. That's all we need.
Yeah, but like, I think maybe he can, but I think he's proven that that's not his.
He's 3 years in.
Whatever it is,
3 years.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Maybe he could. I hope he does because if he becomes a league average shooter, I mean, he's top 5 on this list right away. Like, because he is that elite defensively. That's what Jaren Jackson Jr. gives you, right?
Yep.
That he doesn't give you, and defensively, he probably has more upside because he's that much of a freak, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Jabari Smith's not too far off the same thing though. Like better shooter, but slightly worse defender.
Yeah, but I think shooting. What's the word I'm looking for? I
mean, we had Jabari Smith. He's all the way down at
16.
16. So yeah.
So look what we value. I think we all have learned that us 3 probably value defense.
Yep.
I think offensive upside is easier to see progressing.
Mhm.
I think defensive upside, it either just happens, right? Or it doesn't. It's not something I don't see something like Kelly Oubre, right? Last year, we're like, he's a terrible defender. First game against the Bucks, you're like, whoa, this guy's defending his butt off.
Yeah.
Right? It just happens. It's not defensive upside is not something that you see slowly tick up. It either happens or it doesn't. Yeah, it is. Defense is like 70
You can't half-ass defense. That's the thing. You can half-ass offense.
Exactly. And offensive games can take time to grow because there's more mechanical stuff to work on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Defense is either you got it and you want it or you don't, right? Pat Bev made a decade career on wanting it on defense.
True.
Like, I just think that's how it is. I don't think defensive upside. That's why we always talk about if a guy goes to a better team, does his defense get better? It's not like, did he learn to move his hips faster?
Yeah.
Did he learn to read? No, you don't. You either got it or you don't. That's about my look at defense. Either you want it or you don't. I sound like I'm going into coaching mode now.
You are the coach of the podcast.
Oh yeah, I think that'll wrap up our power forward list. Another positional rankings, previews, whatever you want to call them, done. We have one more left. So this is going up on Thursday. You'll be seeing this live. On the Tuesday following this, you'll be seeing our center episode. Followed by the Thursday after this, you'll see our team rankings. And then wrap around a week and a half from when this goes live. Tuesday, the 22nd, is the first day of the NBA season. Mm-hmm. Our season preview, Eastern Conference, Western Conference, playoffs, champions, awards will be going live the morning of the NBA start of the season. So please look out for that. If you made it this far, please leave a like down below in the video. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you can get notified anytime we go live or a video goes up. Also, the Discord is down below. Join for free. Join the community. Call us out for our hot takes. Tell them why they're delusional on Zion. And also our Patreon down below. You can watch these recordings live. You also can get exclusive content once we get that rolling out. And yeah, for Ricky, Dave, and me in the Fast Break, that'll do it. And we will see you guys next week.
As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.